Hey, hey.
It's my
Hey,
Arisa. How are you
hey.
doing?
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I am so good. I have missed you, Ara. Listen, I wish I could be in Kelowna with you because I don't know if you know this, if any of your listeners know this, but Ara and I go way back. So like way back. I'm really happy to be here. You look great, brother.
Oh, man, life is good. First and foremost, how's the fam? How's everything? Let's get into that real
Oh
quick.
my gosh. Life is life. We're in year 2 of this crazy pandemic. But I have 3 kids and they are beautiful and lovely. And it's killing me that our kids haven't been able to hang out yet, but they will. Soon come. They will.
Any more kids coming?
Oh my God. How dare you? Don't ask my husband that. Just do not ask him.
Arisa Cox, listen. Big Brother Canada season 10 is here.
How did that happen? I'm sure. It feels like I can remember. Listen, I have total recall. I can remember everything about every season, every house guest, every eviction, every outfit I wore, everything. But at the same time, it feels like season 1 was yesterday, and it's a decade later. And I think I was trying to decide why that felt like that. And I think just because the show has the same name, and I'm the host of it, but every year the house is different. The people in it are different. The twists are different. The challenges are different. The tasks are different. Everything's different inside. So every season has such a unique flavor. And I am fired up over this cast, over what's planned for the 10th season. It's a new cast, which I love. And we have so many throwbacks, Ara, and Easter eggs for past seasons that fans are definitely going to be like, oh yeah, I know what that's. Oh, I remember that challenge. This is a new twist on it. It's very cool.
You got so many gunners, just going through their video bios and seeing, I'm like, I want to know more about Moose. I definitely want to know more about Summer. Summer is going to be it's lighting things up in that house.
Firecracker. Yep.
And I mean, Jess, I know Jess's partner, so I'm like, what? She made the show? This is crazy. So that's going to be insane. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's a really strong cast, and we have a mix of people who are on a full super fan level, know every bit about this show. Jess is one. And then there are people who are just sort of, they know a little bit, but they're eager to play. And that's really what I care about most. I don't really care if you are a super fan or just a fan or see it a little bit. I just care about your desire and your drive to win. I don't love watching passive players. And even if you're acting passive, I want to know that you're thinking. I want to know that you're gaming and you're strategizing. To me, that's very helpful in terms of can I root for you? But also that whole social game it's just 2 words, social game. All it really means is do people want to hang with you? Do people vibe with you? Do people trust you? Do people listen to you? That is a thing that you can't really teach. So watching people who are naturally masters of that, it's amazing to watch. Anthony Douglas is a classic example from season 7. One of the pretty boys, the most successful alliance in Big Brother Canada history. He didn't really know the show, but he figured it out so fast. He could turn people's brains into noodles in 5 minutes. It was unbelievable to watch. So that's always fun as a fan when somebody really gets it, and then they're off to the races.
And he made it to the end.
Yeah, he sure did, and is to this day one of the most iconic players that have ever played in Big Brother Canada.
So listen, I don't mean to put,
by the way, first of all, I also want to shout out Dane because Dane won the season and he's from Kelowna. So big ups to Dane, big ups to Kelowna.
He'll be watching. He'll be watching for sure. Now, sometimes when we talk, we're gonna put you on a hot seat a little bit. It is season 10. This cast is incredible. Can you say best cast ever?
Listen.
I know they're all your babies.
Nothing has proven me wrong yet. So yeah, I'm gonna say best cast ever. There's so many people to root for. There's so much texture in this cast. They are really different. All of them are really, really different. And so I think that's the one thing that I love about the show. It's not just who's on the cast. These people are not on an island. They're not in silos. They're together. So the second you go in, what I'm looking for are the people who don't just gravitate to the people who are just like them. I'm really interested and tuned in to the people who gravitate towards not just the people like them, but the people who are nothing like them. That's what I love to see in this game, because those are the people that really understand what they're doing here. They are really going to take it to the next level. Just because somebody is from the other side of the country and has a completely different life than you does not mean that you might not be the most incredible strategic team together. I love that stuff. I love the secrecy involved in these building these bridges that other people won't guess, because a lot of people in their life, you know, in real life, like stick to like kind of the people they know, and they hang around the people they went to school with or that they work with or like them in a lot of ways. And a lot of people don't ever get the chance to be to be given that opportunity to really get to know people who are completely different. And on our show, with no phones and, you know, no TV, no music, no beach radio, okay?
Right?
All they have is each other to talk to. And so you get these bonds really, really quick. And that's why people say, you know, it feels like the show, like one day in the house feels like a month in real life.
So it's 70 days, right? For those who are maybe catching us that haven't watched it, like, I'm gonna watch this season. It's 70 days.
It's around there. Yeah, it's not as long as the Big Brother US season, which I think is good. It's like, I think, you know, get in, love it, and move on.
I'm curious because some of the bios of some of these players, like, you know, I mean, I want to know what a Marty party is like. You know, you're looking at Marty and he's he's a fraud investigator and this and that, and he's bringing the accent in, which I love because he's from was it New Brunswick or just it's
that's
cool
right.
to see.
The first Acadian house guest. That's right.
Yes. It's cool to see a bunch of people from different worlds and walks of life in here. This is what it's supposed to be all about, and I'm so cool because this cast has so many different people from all different realms, and I'm excited to see who's going to work together, who's going to scheme against each other, what's going to happen. And you're like the proud mama that's like, okay, let's see how this happens.
No, it's also because, like, you know, if you've ever watched a full season before, you know that there's somebody who you're going to stand at the beginning. By the time it gets to the end, you cannot wait to see them lose. There's going to be someone who you absolutely cannot stand at the beginning, who you like turn around and 2.5 months later, you're like rooting for them to win the whole thing. That happens every year. I love that about the show. So it's never static. And you're not getting the full experience of Big Brother if you're always happy. The full experience of Big Brother is the roller coaster.
So the live feeds as well, I'm sure, are going to be on fire this season, as they always are. I mean, that's always like, there's people that watch and then people that watch and live feed, and they're just like, it's like 24/7. And I mean, that makes the show a whole other experience.
No, absolutely. And I think that's the whole, like, the idea of this show being a game in a game in a game in a game, is that there are levels to this and you can experience it any way you like. You can be just a show only watcher and just watch the show 3 times a week and, like, you know, talk to your friends who watch whatever and move along. And then you've got people who, you know, maybe you're not going to tune into the live feeds, but you might want to follow them on Twitter or follow other people who do, and then you talk with your besties about it and whatever. Maybe you're part of a Facebook group, maybe you follow a couple ex-house guests on Instagram and want to see their takes. And then there's people who go all the way in. And I know that you and I had different levels of, you know, I was the host and you were, you know, you often interview people, you love reality TV, you're like known to that like world. We watched it in completely different ways, but we still both like got it, you know, we both got it. And I really love that about our show, that you don't have to go all in to really enjoy it. And now it is really interesting because people are still discovering old seasons that have been up for a while. And that's kind of cool. So watching everything have a second life.
So Arisa, you and I go way back before we leave here. Final question. Is there any sort of hint or some kind of something you can let us know, a little exclusive tidbit before we say bye? Because, you know, we go way back. You got to give me something, a little something before we go.
Okay. Well, I talked about the house. Like, it's really like this living and breathing entity. And we are talking about game shows, modern ones, retro ones, and, you know, everything in the house relates to that. You know, those mystery doors, like, how fun is that? That spinning rainbow wheel, like, how fun is that? Now, I was gonna say, it's so interesting that there's a room that has a phone in it. Just a phone, that's it. Now, it kind of, I don't know, but it kind of reminds me of way back in episode 1, season 1, when a phone rang. Suzette ran to pick up this phone.
That's right.
All hell broke loose. I love the fact that we can reference stuff that has happened in the past, and nothing's going to be exactly the same. Everything's going to have a twist on it, but I can't wait to see who picks up that phone.
You are such a tease. Big Brother Canada, it premieres this Wednesday. Give me the 3 days a week it's on for those that are like, when is it on again? What are the times?
Yes, of course. It is on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Mondays, 8 p.m. And the premiere is Wednesday, March 2nd, 8 p.m. I will see you there on Global.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us, Arisa. Woo!
Love you, Ara. Love you, Ara.
Love you too.
Bye.